Hey people, as many of you have probably heard, on Tuesday, September 28th, 2010, Ontario Superior Court Justice Susan Himmel ruled that Canadian anti-prostitution laws are unconstitutional. Though the decision will be appealed by the federal government, in my opinion this is a terrific mark of progress in this country that I did not expect to see. So, for anyone who's not entirely clear on the details of this development, I'd like to briefly discuss what exactly will change when the decision comes into effect in about 30 days. First off, anti-prostitution law in Canada is not exactly the same as it is in most of the world. The act of prostitution itself is not illegal. What the law does prohibit, though, is pretty much all the activities that make it possible to engage in prostitution. Specifically, public communication for the purposes of prostitution, living on the avails of the prostitution of another person, and keeping a common body house. In other words, it's been illegal for a prostitute and a prospective client to discuss the terms of a professional exchange in a public place. This makes the process extremely shady and makes it difficult for prostitutes to properly screen their customers. Furthermore, a sex worker conducting her business in the privacy of her own home could be prosecuted for keeping a common body house, forcing her to work on the street. Living on the avails of prostitution generally refers to pimping, which we all know ain't easy. Of course, no one likes pimps because of their tendency to be violent, abusive, exploitative scumbags. However, I think it's apparent that this is the case largely due to the illegality of the activity, just as the illegality of drug trafficking tends to put it in the hands of violent criminals. The law effectively prohibits a sex worker from hiring a driver or bodyguard. It also prevents a person from managing and overseeing prostitution in a safe and professional environment, and consequently, government regulation of health and safety standards is also prevented. So the reasoning for Justice Himmel's decision was that these laws conspire to make prostitution, an otherwise legal practice, unjustifiably dangerous, which is a violation of the right to security of the person as guaranteed by the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. She stated in her ruling that she finds that the danger faced by prostitutes greatly outweighs any harm which may be faced by the public. Her decision was partially influenced by the 2007 conviction of Robert Picton, the pig farmer from British Columbia who was found guilty of killing 6 women and charged with the murders of 20 others, many of them prostitutes. Now, I've seen some confusion regarding the scope of this ruling. It should be noted that, as is, the ruling will only affect the province of Ontario, but if it's upheld by the Supreme Court of Canada, it'll extend across the country. I, for one, am hopeful that this is what will happen, and I commend Justice Himmel for having the courage to deliver this decision. Thanks for watching.